Oh, we just had an election this week, big election locally, all the way through the presidency. But leading up to that, you could almost feel, right, in the country, just a little bit of nervousness, maybe a little fear, maybe a little anxiety. What's going to happen? Who's going to win? How's the country going to react? And it's almost normal every election cycle to feel a little bit of that because, we're looking for a leader. Who's going to be the leader? Who's going to be the standard bearer for the country? And in a small way, it gives us a taste of what the people in Israel were feeling during the time of the Judges. Because do you remember where we left off last week in Judges? In those days, when there was no king in Israel, the people did what was right in their own eyes. And as we watch what they did in their own eyes, it was all terrible, right? You see these cycles of sin that just leads to more and more depravity. Well, this morning, as we saw just from a kind of a bird's eye view, the book of Judges last week, this week we're actually kind of stepping down into the time of the Judges. And during all of this kind of nightmarish scenario, as just evil increases in the land and you really can't distinguish between the Canaanites and the Israelites, we see in the middle of that darkness, there's light. That God is still working, just as we sang. That He's the light in the darkness, and He displays it through this couple, a most unlikely couple, Ruth and Boaz. But before we get there, let's kind of rehearse how we get to there, okay? So in our series, Long Story Short, we're just going through and we're understanding just the meta-narrative of the Scriptures, okay? So it begins in Genesis 1 and 2, and what do we see? God is the creator. He creates everything, and it's good. Then He creates humanity to steward over His creation, and all of that, that's very good. Then you move to Genesis 3 through 11, and you see the fall. And with the fall comes just death and destruction. Then Genesis 12 through 50, God's just rescue plan is put into place primarily through this covenant that He makes with Abraham that consists of